Hey guys, Mike from Focus Garage here. Today, I'm going to be coming at you with the flip side of the vehicle that we just released a little while ago with 5 things that I love about my Focus ST. If you haven't checked out the 5 things I hate video, go ahead and do so. It's just going to be a couple videos back on the channel here. It's a good thing to see what we don't like about the vehicle before we go ahead and talk about what we do like about the vehicle here. So, without much exaggeration, let's get into it here and talk about the 5 things that I love about the Focus ST. First one's going to be real simple. Bang for the buck. And I'm talking about all the way around, not just performance, but feature-wise too. So what I mean by that is that this car, even fully optioned, only costs $31,000 and some change. But hardly anybody pays that for these cars. After discounting and negotiating, many people pay closer to 25 to 27 grand for a fully loaded Focus ST. So what you're going to get with that is features that you don't even get in much more expensive cars. For example, a heated steering wheel you're going to get. You're going to get HID headlights that are automatic in turn with the car. You're going to get these beautiful full leather Recaro racing seats. You're going to get pretty decent build quality. You're going to get, high performance summer only tires. Just a lot of features that make the car feel upscale. I mean, a flat bottom racing steering wheel, things like that. So this car offers a lot for the money. With that being said, my friend and I had an interesting conversation about these cars, that if this car got totaled and I had to replace it with something similar, what would I pick? And I froze, because whatever I was coming up with, if you're buying new, you can't get everything this car has for the same price in anything else. You can get, a GTI, which is a hot hatch, or a WRX, which is talked about a lot in comparison to these cars. But to get one equipped the way this is equipped, you're going to be spending a lot more money. So this car really hits the nail on the head with offering a lot of stuff for not too expensive of a price. So props to Ford for that. They did a lot of market research there to kind of offer something that everyone would be interested in. The next thing that I would say I love about the Focus ST is going to be the torque and performance of the vehicle. So this car is very fun to drive stock, and it's even more fun to drive modified. So I've driven the vehicle stock, and I've built it all the way up to full bolt-on car with stock turbo, and these cars are a blast to drive. They are very, very lively cars, and they're exciting. So this car has really kind of re-cemented that mindset in my head that it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than it is to drive a fast car slow. What I kind of mean by that is, like, you can rip around the Focus ST in everyday driving scenarios and cut through traffic, and even doing the speed limit, the car is very fun to drive. So you can have fun within the law and not worry about losing your license. Whereas if you have like a 500 horsepower Corvette, unless you're doing 100 to 150 mile an hour pulls, you feel like the car is caged. Whereas with the Focus, with the tight steering and the torque down low, the car, it's exciting to drive on a day-to-day basis, and the price that you're paying for it isn't really that bad. So this car does offer a lot of torque and performance for the money, and there is some decent tunability there. Yeah, you can't really make over 300 horsepower on the stock turbo, but you can make 350, 360 pound-feet of torque, with full bolt-on, and that's really, really exciting. Next thing I want to talk about that I love about my Focus ST is going to be the Recaro seats. Now, I know you've probably heard about this again and again and again, but try them before you buy them. But if you fit in them, you are going to love them. I mean, the ST3 has heated Recaros, so I've got a 3-stage heated seat here, which is really nice for the winter, but they hug you so well. They're so supportive, and I've taken 8-hour road trips in this car, and they are not fatiguing at all. It's a seat that is always keeping you engaged. Mine's got 30,000 miles on them, and I condition them regularly, and they've held up fantastically. There's no rips or tears or even really wrinkles in the seat, and they just feel great. So if you're cross-shopping these cars and you're looking at them, I strongly recommend looking at one with their Recaros before you settle for one without it. I'll be honest, this is my second ST. I had a Fiesta ST for a little bit over a year, and now I've got this Focus ST, and I probably would not have bought an ST, Fiesta or Focus, if I couldn't get these cars with their Recaro seats. I really love the seats, and they feel great, and I think they make the interior look absolutely amazing too. So the Recaro seats are one of the things that really drew me to the ST in the first place, so that's another feature that I love about the car. Next on the list is insurance. You know, talking about bang for your buck and performance offered for the money, you can't go without speaking about hand in hand with insurance price. You know, a lot of people think that with the performance and everything like that, that this car is going to be expensive to insure. And for some reason right now, it's still not. You know, these cars have been out for a while now. In America, they've been out since 2013, the current gen ST. So it's one of those things they've been around, and insurance isn't still very expensive. If you cross shop this car with a Subaru WRX, you will literally shit your pants for insurance-wise, because the WRX is about 3 times more expensive to insure than this car, depending on where you're looking at. I'm 25 years old, and I have full coverage on this car, and it literally costs me $90 a month, you know, paying every 6 months. So it's very, very affordable to insure, especially when you're cross-shopping other sporty, turbocharged vehicles. This car really hits the mark on the head for not breaking the bank with insurance. So, you know, a lot of people overlook that when they're shopping cars. So when you're looking at these things, look around at other cars and see what insurance costs on them. And I bet you 9 out of 10 times, you're going to find that the Focus ST is cheaper to insure than other vehicles. Last thing that I love about the Focus ST is maintenance. So with a lot of vehicles, especially sporty vehicles, there's weird service intervals for maintenance, and they're very expensive to maintain and stuff like that. The Focus ST is incredibly cheap and easy to maintain. This car is very easy to work on, so whether you're pulling the bumper, which takes 10 to 15 minutes, or changing the oil, you'll find that everything is pretty DIY friendly, and it's cheap. You know, there's no weird transmission service to worry about with this car. There's no, you know, upgrading of something that you have to do every certain miles. It's pretty much one of those cars that, you know, you do the cabin air filter every 30,000 miles, and you change your oil every, you know, 5,000 miles or so with good oil, and it's good to go. Like, it's really, like, on the short end, the easiest way to say it. A lot of people recommend changing the transmission fluid early on in its life, just to put something better in, like a multiple dual clutch fluid, which feels a lot better in the car. But outside of that, there really isn't a whole lot of tinkering that has to be done with service intervals and maintenance. That being said, also, if you do want to modify the car with like an intercooler or an exhaust or anything like that, they're also typically pretty easy to put on. So these cars are very cheap to maintain. So if you're looking at owning one of these long term, that's something to consider, because you know, I myself was looking at a lot of other cars, like German cars, and I forgot if it's, you know, Mercedes or Audi or something like that. They have to flush your brake fluid every 2 years, and you know, there's dual clutch services, which, you know, if you're paying someone to do them, it's going to cost $700, but if you're doing it yourself, it's going to take 3 or 4 hours. And it's just little unnecessary things that you don't really realize until you own the car, that, oh wow, you know, that's really going to add up. So, you know, another thing, if you haven't bought one of these and you're looking into them, maintenance costs are something to look at, because you will be pleasantly surprised at how cheap this car is to maintain and keep on the road. And things like brake pads and rotors for this car, very, very cheap. So, you know, just all in, the maintenance on these cars is not very expensive at all. So I always tell people, consider that, you know, when you're looking at these things. So that's going to wrap it up. If I can count properly, that should be 5 things that I love about my Focus ST. If you have any questions about why I feel the way I do, definitely feel free to let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear also, you know, what do you drive and what do you love and what do you hate about your car? Oh my God, I'm driving through a puddle here. Anyways, my name's Mike for Focus Garage, and I'll catch you in the next one. You guys have a great day.